both cases yesterday, Tambay and day before Lartik and Kau and the others, they went their own way. We were in a...
The 1988 Tour de Valvoline Rally is the first in the National Championship Series. The rally started in Pietermaritzburg to coincide with the 150th anniversary of the city, and therefore the first 6 stages were raced in and around Pietermaritzburg, with the first and the last of these stages in the famous Alexandra Park. Pre-event nerves from Sorel van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff are evident as the proceedings are officially started by the Mayor of Pietermaritzburg, Councillor Mark Cornell, who sends the Audi Quattro car of Sorel van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff away from the start line. Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide also showing a little pre-event nerves, prepare to leave in their four-wheel drive Toyota Conquest. The other Audi Quattro in the rally, driven by Johan Evertse and navigated by Steve Harding, tears away from the line. Hannes Krobler and Piet Swanepoel in a Nissan Skyline also set to do battle with the roads. Sorel van der Merwe demonstrates some precision driving around very tight traffic circles in Alexandra Park. The residents of Pietermaritzburg turned out in force to see the action. Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide put their car through its paces. Throwing caution to the winds, Johan Evertse pilots his Audi Quattro with ease. The big Nissan Skyline of Hannes Krobler and Piet Swanepoel slides around the bends. The 40-kilometer speed restriction sign will definitely be ignored this day, as Nick de Waal and Guy Hodgson in a Volkswagen Passat present a formidable team in the race for top honors. Car number 6, another Volkswagen Golf, driven by Glenn Hall with Martin Buerta navigating, have no problems in the park. Frank Lindemann nearly overdoes it and lifts a wheel in the air, the front-wheel drive of his VW Golf doing the traction work. Car number 22, Roelof Fecken and Francois Jourdan in another Toyota Conquest show their style. Well into the night in the mountain rise area of Pietermaritzburg, Serge Damso negotiates one of the tighter corners. The rain has made conditions slippery and very tricky. Nick de Waal and Guy Hodgson take it very carefully around the same tight corner. Glenn Hall makes it look easy. Car number 41, local boys Gordon Neal and Mike Patek, making sure they do it correctly in their Class F Toyota Corolla. Their luck was, however, to run out 3 stages later when they lost their rear wheel, never to be recovered again. After racing in Alexandra Park for the second time, 2 further stages were raced through the night in the Scottburgh Park Rennie area. Then on to the overnight stop at Scottburgh. The rally took in 17 special stages, the first leg in Pietermaritzburg and the second leg being 9 stages in the Scottburgh area. Sorel van der Merwe reflects on the race.
Well, it's been pretty eventful, really. We lost over a minute in the first stage when the throttle cable came off. And we had a few little niggly things after that, plus the fact that I still have to get used to rallies again. So it's been keeping us busy.
Your American series, how do you compare the two?
Well, you can't really. It's totally different. You know, I'm actually doing 2 series there, the oval and the normal racing, and this, of course, is dirt, so there is no comparison.
Which do you prefer?
I don't really know. I'll probably still lean towards rallies, I think.
Tell me, do you prefer riding through the night or in the daylight hours?
I normally prefer riding at night, but, you know, because it's the first time I'm driving this car, I would actually have preferred a daylight start to get used to things and get used to the car. But I suppose I'll have all that today.
So you're fairly confident you can make up the 46 seconds?
Well, Serge is a good driver and he's in a good car, so it's going to take quite a bit of hard work, I think.
At this stage of the rally, Nick de Waal was snapping at the heels of Cyril van der Merwe, and it looked as if he was set for a very good overall time.
The car is really superb this year. The team has changed the suspension, which makes it handling much better now. So, yes, I'm happy. We're lying jointly second now with Cyril, and we'll just stay in that position as far as we can.
Conditions for today, what do you think?
I think it's going to be superb. These roads down here are really some of the best in the country. You know, it's smooth surface and very tight, and therefore I think the conditions are going to be really good. It doesn't even look as if it's even cloudy, so it's not going to be that hot either.
The overnight leaders, Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide, had 48 seconds on Cyril van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff, but being in the lead puts the pressure on him.
Yes, it's nice to have a lead of 48 seconds. We had a bit of hassles, but I hope today seems going to be the thing. I think, everybody's going to go today, so we'll see what happens at the end of the day.
You fairly confident?
Yes, I feel very confident. The car feels very good. If it holds together, we should go well.
The second leg is started by the mayoress of Scotborough. Mrs. de Wit sends Damso and Bonafide off in an attempt to keep or enlarge their lead on Cyril van der Merwe. The advantage of a modern four-wheel drive vehicle on roads like this is evident as the car is guided through the curves and bends at breakneck speed. Hannes Grobler powers his Nissan Skyline through a bend on the Crooks Brothers farm. Transportation has come a long way since the days of the Oxwagon, and it's rallies like this one that give the manufacturers the opportunity to put new ideas in motoring technology to the test. Kasi Kutsia gives an excellent exhibition of how a vehicle can be pushed to the limit whilst remaining in total control. Cyril van der Merwe pulls out all the stops in a bid to catch up on the additional 6-second lead that Serge Damso has gained since the start of the second leg. This attempt, however, proves futile, and Damso takes another 18 seconds off van der Merwe on this stage. Ex-Natal champion Tony Ball taking it very carefully around a tight left-hand hairpin bend. Hannes Grobler prepares to start this stage. At this point in the rally, he will really have to chase very hard to catch up with the two front-runners, Damso and van der Merwe. Hannes Grobler, however, is known to fight it out until the very last second of the rally, as illustrated in his aggressive style of driving. From within the hot seat in the car, the concentration required by these drivers is evident. Johan Evertse and Steve Harding still very much in contention in their Audi Quattro. Nick de Waal and Guy Hodgson are also in the running for overall honours and leading in their class. Concentration is the name of the game to keep the car on the very tight and smooth Natal sugarcane roads. They seem to pose no problems to Nick de Waal and Guy Hodgson, as they appear to do everything right. Spectators line the road as Koos Roos and Dave McGregor hug the inside of the curve and power their Nissan Skyline through this stage. Johnny and Marty Olivier in their Class C Volkswagen Golf eventually achieved third place in Class C, showing how the smaller 1600cc vehicles should really be driven. Glenn Gibbons and Peter Cuffley, eventual winners in Class C in a Toyota Conquest, show their winning style. Glenn Hall and Martin Buerter in their Volkswagen Golf, which took them to second place in Class D. Bram Wolters and Jacco van der Linde in a very interesting self-designed and built mid-engine Nissan Exa four-wheel drive. Car number 28, Jean and Jerry Bailey from Cape Town, finished in 21st place in their Nissan Skyline. Another Nissan Skyline, driven by Nuno de Cunha and navigated by Paul Roulard, were the eventual winners of Class D. Tony Wicksteed and Brian Clifton in their Class E Toyota Corolla. They eventually finished third in their class. Louis Parsons and Robert Curry in their Volkswagen Golf finished second in Class E and 16th overall. Eric Sanders and Thilo van Vestenhagen in their 16-valve Toyota Corolla Conquest were the eventual winners of Class E with a very big margin. Due to utmost reliability from this little Toyota and the excellent driving skill of Eric Sanders, they actually finished in 6th place overall. Bossy Bosman in his old faithful Nissan 1600. Bosman was accompanied by local navigator Kobus Grobler, and they took second spot in their class. Motor rallies depend on teamwork to be successful, and the works crews of the top contenders are finely tuned to get the most out of the cars, working long hours without complaining for the elusive laurels and champagne. This year, the combination of Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide in their ultra-fast Toyota four-wheel drive Conquest proved one too much, and Sorel van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff could not catch up to them. The rally was won by Serge Damso in 2 hours, 13 minutes, 16 seconds, with Sorel van der Merwe in second place, 57 seconds behind. The other class winners were Nick de Waal and Guy Hodgson, who were also placed third overall in a Volkswagen Passat. Glenn Gibbons and Peter Cuffley took the honours in Class C, with de Cunha and Roulard taking Class D in their Nissan Skyline. Class E went to Eric Sanders and Thilo van Vestenhagen, and Class F was won by Frank Lindemann and Johan Seeling in a Volkswagen Golf. They also managed a very creditable 8th position overall. But Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide emerge worthy winners of the first rally of the season and spray the victor's champagne with relish.